Hello dear students, welcome back. Today we are going to do question number 6 of your textbook. Here, with this question, we will get to learn how to prepare goods and expense column in our purchase book. We have to prepare purchase book of Abhishek Stores. He maintains separate columns for expenses like GST, railway freight, labor, and here total GST rate, that is 12%, is given. Some transactions are given here and GST is not included for these transactions. We have to add applicable amount of GST. Here is the answer of question number 6. Before proceeding further, let us understand why is columnar purchase book with expense columns is prepared. What is the need? See, many times when a businessman purchases goods on credit, the seller prepares his invoice by adding various other charges apart from sales value of goods. Normally, such charges are in respect of GST, railway freight, carriage, wages, etc. So to keep separate record for such different expenses, the purchasing businessman adds more columns in purchase book as required. For each such expenses, separate column is kept where respective expense is recorded. So by this, businessman can obtain information about different expenses relating to purchases from such expenses columns apart from cost of goods. So it can be seen here that all the details are similar to that of simple purchase book. Only the amount is divided here. Here this is amount column, which is divided into various columns. Here, separate column is prepared for each type of expenses. As you can see here the businessman is maintaining separate different columns, that is railway freight, wages, labor and wages both are same, and columns for GST. So by this, total credit purchase and total expense of each type can be known. So let us start with first transaction. Here first transaction is goods purchased of rupees 50,000, 10% trade discount from Shahrukh store. Labor of rupees 2,000 and railway freight of rupees 5,000 are disclosed. Invoice number 51. So first we will write date, year 2018, date April 1st. Then name of trader or supplier. Here supplier is Shahrukh store. Then inward invoice numbers is also given, that is 51. Now our next column is of goods. Here it should be noted that the amount to be shown in goods columns shall be net amount after trade discount. Here we are given trade discount 10% and we have purchased goods of rupees 50,000. So 50,000 minus 5,000, that is trade discount, we will get 45,000. So here we will write 45,000. This is the net amount of goods that we have purchased. Now here seller has prepared invoice by adding various other charges apart from sales value of goods. So here we don't have to pay only 45,000, but with that we have to pay railway freight also and wages also, as it is given in the question. So with 45,000, that is net amount of goods, we have to pay railway freight. For that we had prepared separate column. So here we will enter the amount 5,000 and for wages amount is 2,000. Now, as it is given in the question that GST is not included in these transactions, so we have to add applicable amount of GST also. So total GST rate is given 12%, but first we have to decide whether here input IGST will be applicable or input CGST and SGST will be applicable. For that, we must know that whether it is intrastate supply or interstate supply. See, we are preparing purchase book of Abhishek stores of Rajkot. That means that store is in Gujarat. Now in first transaction, but in this in first transaction nothing is mentioned about the place where Shahrukh store is located. So in the absence of that information, we have to consider it in same state. That means it is intrastate supply, and for intrastate supply, CGST and SGST both are applicable. That means out of 12%, half, that is 6%, will go to central government and half, that is again 6%, will go to state government. These things we have already studied in chapter number 3, that is GST. Now let us see calculation for GST. Here we will calculate CGST and SGST on 52,000, which is arrived by adding 45,000, that is net amount of goods, then railway freight, that is 5,000, then wages, that is 2,000. So our total amount which is payable is 52,000. So on 52,000 we have to calculate CGST and SGST. Now in question, we are given total GST rate, that is 12%. But as here CGST and SGST are applicable, so we have to divide it into two categories. That means half of 12%, 6% will go to central government and 6% will go to state government. So 52,000, 6% of 52,000 is 3,120. That means 3,120. And 3,120 is for SGST. So we will record it here, as we have prepared separate column for both CGST and SGST. 3,120 for input CGST and 3,120 for input SGST. Now we have to add up the amounts of this row. That means 45,000 plus 50 plus 5,000 plus 2,000 plus 3,120 plus 3,120. That is total amount is 58,240. That means we have to pay 58,240, which is included or which consists of net amount of goods plus various expenses. So we have to pay 58,240 to Shahrukh store. Now let's move to second transaction, date 5th. Goods purchased of rupees 30,000 at 5% trade discount from Deepika. Total amount paid immediately inclusive of labor rupees 500 and railway freight rupees 600. Here it is given that total amount paid immediately to Deepika. So that means it is cash transaction. Now as it is cash transaction, it will not be recorded here, as we have already studied that only credit transactions of goods will find place in purchase book. So for this we have to write it separately. We have to mention it separately, that date 5th, transaction of cash purchase, as it is cash transaction. That's why we will not record it here. Now next transaction, date 20. Goods purchased of rupees 40,000 at 10% trade discount from Amitabh of Mumbai. Bill number 251 received inclusive of labor rupees 1,000 and railway freight rupees 2,500. So First we will write down the date. It is credit transaction, and first we will write down date 20, name of supplier Amitabh account, then inward invoice number is given, that is 251, and in this column we have to record net amount of goods. That means the amount which is arrived after deducting trade discount. We have purchased goods of rupees 40,000 and we are given 10% trade discount. So 40,000 minus 4,000, that is trade discount, is equal to 36,000. So net amount of goods is 36,000. Then railway freight is given here, 2,500. Then again labor and wages both are same. So here in this column we will write 1,000. And now it is turn to calculate GST. First we have to decide whether it is interstate supply or intrastate supply. As Amitabh is in Maharashtra and we are preparing purchase book of Abhishek, who is in Rajkot, that is in Gujarat. So this is the case of supply between different states. That means here we have to apply input IGST. This is the case of interstate supply. Let us see calculation for this. Here IGST will be calculated on total amount of goods, that is net amount of goods, that is 36,000 plus various expenses, that means railway freight, that is given 2,500, and wages 1,000. If we add up these, we will get 39,500. So on 39,500 we have to calculate IGST. Rate is given 12%. That gives us 4,740 as amount of IGST, which we will record here. Now you have to add up these amounts of this row, that is 36,000, that is net amount of goods, plus railway freight 2,500, plus wages 1,000, plus input IGST 4,740. Total of all these amounts is 44,240. That means we have to pay 44,240, which includes net amount of goods plus various expenses to Amitabh, who is supplier of goods. Now let's move to next transaction, date 25th. A machine of rupees 35,000 is purchased from Pooja on credit of 1 month. Transportation, labor of rupees 2,000 is paid in cash. See, though it is a credit transaction, but still we will not record it in purchase book, as it is the case of purchase of asset. Machine is our asset, and we know that in purchase book we record only credit purchase of goods, not asset. So we will not record this transaction here, but we will write separate note for this transaction. Here it is, date 25th, transaction of asset purchases. Now let us move to the last transaction, date 30. Goods purchased of rupees 25,000 at 10% trade discount and 5% cash discount from Anushka of Chennai. Invoice number 44 is received, inclusive of railway freight of rupees 500. So we have to write date here, date 30, name of supplier Anushka, inward invoice number is given 44. Then here we have to record net amount of goods, which is 22,500. That means we have purchased goods of rupees 25,000 and we are given 10% trade discount. So by deducting 10% trade discount from 25,000, we will get 22,500. That means net amount of goods that we have to pay is 22,500. Then railway freight is given 500, that will be recorded. Then, as again this is the case of interstate supply, as Abhishek is in Gujarat. That means purchaser is in Gujarat and seller is in Tamil Nadu this time. So this is the case of supply between two different states. So here IGST will be applicable. So on total amount we will calculate 12% IGST. Total amount, that is, which is payable, 22,500 plus 500, that is 23,000. On 23,000 we have to calculate 12% IGST. 12% of 23,000 is 2,760. Now add the amounts of this row. Here that gives you 25,760. That means we have to pay total 25,760 to Anushka, who is our supplier or seller. Now add up this column of net amount of goods. Here we will get 1,03,500. That means total net amount of goods that we have to pay to different supplier is 1,03,500. Now add up the amounts of this column, that is of railway freight. That gives you 8,000. And then total of wages would be 3,000. Then input CGST is 3,120 and input SGST is 3,120. Then input IGST, total of this column would be 7,500. Now finally, by adding the amounts of last column, that comes to 1,28,240, we get clear idea that this much amount we have to pay to our different creditors. That means we have to pay 58,240 total to Shahrukh store. Then we have to pay total 44,240 to Amitabh. Then 25,760 to Anushka. And our total credit purchase is 1,28,240. So by preparing columnar purchase book with expense columns, we get information about total of different expenses relating to purchases and total of net amount of goods that we have to pay to our supplier. So this is very easy. I hope you would have understood this. That's all for today. Thank you very much.